If you love something, never view its portrayal in a fictional film. For 10 years, I've taught students at every level of high school, and yet could never stand movies about teachers deemed inspirational. Spare me references to Stand and Deliver, Dangerous Minds, or Freedom Writers. There are a minority of educators naturally possessing that energy, who rescue their best, nurturing pupils past their own skill level. The worst embody irony by first seeing themselves in their mind's eye, while trying to act like heroes on film reels depicting ideal teachers. Doing more posing than teaching. Not speaking to classes as much as an invisible camera they imagine in the back room. Thinking they'll make months of daily instructions resemble edited, tightly condensed, 2-hour fictional montages of cinematically enhanced lessons. Thank you so much. Go ask strangers for sympathy. You've never let them down can still be the ideal picture of humanity in which they believe, and there's no fermented history bloating a friendship's mulberry-colored corpse until it bursts. Ask someone who's seen your best alongside your worst for that understanding, and you'll find just how much a human mind really recalls, though selectively focused on a psyche's fault lines. When interactions rooted in love are thought of as never involving any mess. When passive-aggressive reactions are mistaken for forms of peacefulness. Acknowledging dilemmas before resolving them is critical. But how do you solve the problem of an ailment where admittance leaves you cast away, or at least never again being looked at the same way? Sorting through anger issues demonstrates this, with no one disagreeing that denial is definitely the darker road. It's just that saying you're treating it reveals its existence within you and adds another dimension to what they see when they look at you. No longer only you, now you plus a can of nitroglycerin strapped to your soul, creating a blast radius few dare enter, understandably afraid of even slightly jostling your volatile container. Initial consolations take shape at a safe distance, shouting or cowering while waiting to command whoever gets close enough to encourage your disarmament and to hug the still human part of you. That'll eventually stay silent, out of being unable to, in good conscience, accept anyone anywhere near its circle. Let this not be a justification for rage's continuation, but an explanation for why so many remain in its flames. Thank you. You know, I take data from what I'm told, plus what I see, plug it in, and the equation keeps spitting out incoherent anarchy. I hear how rude it is to tell people they'd look better if they smile, that we should feel our valid feelings, and how forcing a happy disposition is its own oppressive misery. And everyone seems to agree. But I still see the biggest indicator of success in sizable social circles being how constantly you can portray a toy's icy layers of permanent joy. I must have missed the part in Winnie the Pooh where Eeyore eats the right apple, learns shame for his temperament, and then finally attains a state of worth. Perhaps I never unheard a past partner casually proclaimed justification for my exclusion at work by saying how, lately, I had been really depressed. And maybe Batman will appear an even darker, more malevolent creature of the night. If the Joker successfully fills our atmosphere with low enough levels of his laughing gas, then everything gets a bit more pleasant. Though not strange enough to actually stop and listen when someone says, wait, something is different. Thank you. You, so-called arbiters of taste in artistic spaces, tell me, who gatekeeps the gatekeepers? Is it done by graduates of a special school where applicants go to show how well they can dispense their approval? In an institute maintaining exclusivity as a burden of proof, as some badge of pure authenticity? And where do the failed gatekeepers go? Maybe they're trustworthy after being unable to adequately divide our population Or maybe they'll wander around while overcompensating, constantly trying to prove their skill at separating someone from the goal. Those of us storming academy gates repeatedly state oaths to open opportunities under our breath, so we don't begin hypocritically evaluating who among us truly deserves to pass through, in pursuit of whatever Shangri-La occupies their long-range view. Thank you. It is not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong person stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. Credit belongs to the one who is actually in the arena, who's marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends themselves in a worthy cause, who, at the best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if they fail, at least they fail while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Thank you so much.